What's up, guys? Welcome to week 3 of the Dynasty Digest. Now, this is my second attempt recording this because I forgot to hit record the first time when we were live. So, I'm going to go through this again. Week 2 results for our Dynasty. Miami to kick things off on its return, 38-7 victory over Kentucky, commanding win. Then we had Texas A&M blowing out the FCS school. We had Missouri blowing out Tennessee. Good job by Missouri. Kennesaw State blowing out Texas. And Michigan State having a solid victory over Notre Dame. And then we're going to be getting to our user games. Our first one, we have Florida and Iowa State. Florida dominates, brings it home 41-10. Huge win for Florida. And then let's see our next games. We got Rice got the force win over Virginia. Oregon with a huge win over Utah State, 45-0. Boise with the sim loss to Washington. Wow, that is a high-scoring game. And then our game of the week, North Carolina versus Hawaii. North Carolina comes out on top 36-20. They come out with a 13-point lead, and they keep that lead the entire game. They're only up 7 at half, but then they get another third to go up 14 again in the third quarter going into the fourth, and they just hold on to the lead, beating Hawaii 36-20. Great game, everyone. Let's go ahead and look at the top 25. So we have advanced to week 3. Let's see how things shape up. Kennesaw State remains at 3, but is now getting first place votes. They are taking on Illinois, number 15, Illinois. Our first user game of the week is going to be Kennesaw State versus Illinois. We'll see how that goes. Then we have Michigan State on a bye at 5, not changing. We have Rice going against West Virginia. Miami going against Temple. North Carolina with the big win stays at number 10. They got Iowa State, our second game. Our second user game, North Carolina versus Iowa State. Can Iowa State get on the board and get a win? We'll see. Missouri, our third user game. This will be our game of the week. Missouri versus number 18, Vanderbilt. Missouri's on a hot streak. We'll see how this one goes. They're at number 11. They had a big win over the old LSU coach. Taking on Vanderbilt, who's been pretty steady, has a solid, really solid defense. We'll see how that one goes. Illinois, as you know, taking on number 3, Kennesaw State. This could be a huge game for Illinois if they can pull off this upset. And Vanderbilt actually did get upset week 1 by Central Michigan. I said that wrong on last week's episode, so that's why they are way down here. They were at number 9 to start, but now they are down to 18. And Florida, with their big win over Iowa State gets ranked, and then they are taking on number 2 LSU, so Florida can really climb the rankings here if they get a big win versus number 2 LSU this week. Let's take a look at the non-ranked guys and see what they're doing. We have Virginia taking on Nebraska. We have Texas A&M taking on New Mexico. Boise State with the bye, and then we got Hawaii looking to get their first win against Akron. Let's see if they can get a dub into league here. Oregon taking on number 20 Oregon State. Let's take a look at the players of the week, and then we'll take a look at the Heisman. Titus Session with the Defensive National Player of the Week, 7 tackles, 3 interceptions. This is the second week in a row that the Defensive Player of the Week was playing defense against Iowa State. A 56-21 win and a 41-10 win. Iowa State, we got to get it together. Let's stop throwing INTs. You got another user game this week against North Carolina. Will the trend continue? Will North Carolina get a Defensive Player of the Week, Week 3? And on offense, we have Logan Clinton from Baylor looking like Bryce Underwood against this Baylor squad, or against this FCS school. 6 touchdown passes, 530 yards passing, 130 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns. That's 8 total touchdowns and 660 all-purpose yards. That is wild. Heisman watch. We have Tin Incum from Kennesaw State taking the lead charge here. They had 7 passing touchdowns against Texas last week and 9 yards rushing. Huge game. Logan Clinton with his monster game. 77 overall. Monster game. I'm not sure he can keep it up, but we will see. And we looked at this before. He is a 79 speed. So I have no idea how he got 130 rushing yards on 12 carries. That is crazy. BYU, Tevin Addington receiver, 87 speed receiver. He had a huge game against Colorado State, 259 yards and 4 touchdowns. A huge game from Keelan Russell at Alabama, and then the Syracuse quarterback. We'll see how this pans out after next week's games. I'm sure we'll see some more big changes here as we get to see more consistency playing out here. Let me know what you guys think for these games. I am really looking forward to this number 18 versus number 11 game between Missouri and Vanderbilt. That should be a really good game. Kennesaw State versus the 99 overall school of Illinois. We'll see how that one pans out. Kennesaw State definitely the favorite. Illinois has given me some really good games though, so we'll see if that continues, or we'll see if it's one of those days where it's just not going his way. But I believe that is going to do it for our week. Well, it's going to be our week 2 episode. We'll do week 3 next week after all these games get played. And we'll see you guys then. Thanks for tuning in.